Hi, my name is Ashley Contreras. I'm the owner of Valley Crafts and also the executive director of Access to Thrive.
What do you do and what's something you're passionate about?
What do I do? Well, I do a lot. I am a mom of 3. My oldest is 13. Then I have a 12-year-old and a 5-year-old. And like I said, I'm the owner of Valley Crafts, community events, birthday parties, and more here in the Valley. And that is one of my passions. I'm very passionate about it. I'm very detail-oriented. And that's what differentiates my setups from other setups in the Valley. I also have a nonprofit, and our mission is to enhance the quality of life for people with disabilities, specifically those with mobility impairments. So I'm paralyzed from the chest down, and I became disabled a little bit over 2 years ago through a car accident. And in that car accident, I was violently thrown around in a vehicle that was rolling over. So at some point, I broke my vertebrae 6, 7, and 8. And when those bones broke, it completely shattered my spinal cord. So it basically destroyed the connection of my legs and my brain. So there's no way of the signals going up or down. And because of that, I became paralyzed.
What's something you love about Imperial Valley?
I love the community, how united it is, how supportive it is. I know we're small, but I mean, literally everybody somehow knows someone that you know at some point. And I just really do love how the community of the Valley comes together to empower each other. I've met so many powerful women in the Valley, and they genuinely want to just lift each other up. And I just love that about it. When I was in the accident, returning home was so much easier. Well, it was extremely hard. It was difficult. It was hell. But one of the positive things about it was the love and the belief that I received from the Imperial Valley community, from other decorators, from just people that somehow knew me or knew about me, businesses that got together to raise funds to help me through my journey, and also how they continued giving me employment opportunities, knowing my situation. They still were like, Ashley, like, it don't matter, you're in a chair, we trust you, we know you can get it done, and I really love that about them.
I've seen your videos where you're working while you're in the chair, and that's awesome. Tell me more about your business and what makes your business unique and sets you apart from other businesses that are similar.
Okay, so with Valley Crafts, what we specialize on is the balloon setups. So what's different about me is that because now I get to take a step back and watch my team collaborate and make my vision a reality. I get to see the gaps, I get to see the imbalances, I get to see that it's not symmetric. So me taking a step back and being able to visualize the whole thing instead of me working and trying to get it done, you don't really see when something's missing or when something's off. So from my house, I can build you a garland and I can attach it and get it done, but I can't go and install it. So my team helps me install it, and then once it's installed, I see it and I'm like, that looks ugly. But then I get to add like the small details, the smaller balloons, the stars, the bigger balloons. And when I start doing that, I kid you not, there's not a balloon there that I didn't place with my eyes. I saw it and I'm like, okay, this star goes over there. These little ones go over here. This big one right there. Okay, let's add another one there. And my team is just an extension of my arms. So through me being able to take a step back, I get to really make it very symmetric, very detailed, and also all of our events are customized. So whatever theme you have, whatever idea you have, just send me something, a little inspo, and then I can take that and create it Valley Crafts quality from whatever I get. And most of the time, not most of the time, all of the time, the setups that I deliver, my clients are extremely happy, over-satisfied, and it's always better than they imagine. So I love getting that feedback.
That's awesome. What inspired you to start your business here in the Valley?
So I started the business just as a side hustle because of my kids. For my kids' birthday parties, for our Christmas parties, our New Year's parties, just parties at the house all the time. I always wanted to make sure that everything was like matching. Like I wanted the piñata to match the cookies and the cookies to match the setup and the manteles, like everything. I made sure that everything matched. So I would hire people here in the Valley, which there weren't very many. When I started, there was probably like 5. And they would come and do it, but then I would still add my touch to it. And at some point, my husband was like, I'm not gonna give you money for, it was Christmas. He gave me money for Christmas, and then he's like, I'm not gonna give you money for New Year's because you end up changing it or doing it yourself anyway, so why don't you learn how to do the balloons, watch some YouTube videos, and just do it yourself. So I was like, all right. So I watched the videos, I went to 99, I bought all these balloons and supplies, and I did my first garland on New Year's of 2021. And I posted it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, friends and family, if anybody needs, balloon setups, baby showers, I can help you. And that was in New Year's. In February, I had my first booking from someone that I did not know that saw me on Facebook. So I started kind of just doing that here and there as I had my job at State Farm. I was an insurance agent. But it was a calling, like something God kept telling me, like quit your job and do this. And it was hard because I loved my job. I was good at it. I had a good position. I had a good schedule, and it was hard. It was a good environment. Like everything was yes, 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 but I wasn't happy, and I needed to like prioritize my happiness. And in that moment, I was going through a lot, and Valley Crafts was like my outlet. It was like my creative outlet. It helped me like just distract my mind from everything that was going on, and I would just like focus on how I was going to do this setup and watching other people doing setups. So eventually I quit, and when I quit, I remember making like a list of like pros and cons, and it was like the good things about quitting were that I was gonna be with my kids more. I was gonna be able to go to their games and just be home more, and that was it. That was the only positive. And the other one was like financial stability, all these other things. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If I si voy a empezar de cero, like fuck it, voy a empezar de cero. But I'll figure it out. So I did that, and as soon as I did it, I started. I went to SBDC, and then they helped me create my licenses and all that stuff, and then I got my business cards. And for 6 months, I was fully like invested into like putting my name everywhere. So I started working with the Chamber of Commerce in Brawley, the Chamber of Commerce in Imperial. I was like, hey, if you guys need balloons, like let me know. Going to businesses, if you need balloons, let me know. For grand openings, because they do a lot of grand openings. So that's kind of how I started. And I started just networking a lot with a lot of community leaders and people with good positions and businesses. So 6 months after me doing all this network, my accident happened. Just 6 months after. So when my accident happened, I had two of my biggest bookings till that day. One of them was the grand opening for Dodge Jeep Ram, and the other one was the grand opening for Honor Health Sciences, the nursing school. So I was unable to do it because my accident happened right before that. It was in November 26th of 2022. So when I was in the hospital, I woke up from a coma, and I found out that my sister actually somehow, I don't know how, she managed to do the events. She didn't cancel anything. I don't know, God probably was like, do not cancel, do this for your sister. And she was like, she got together, cousins, my sisters-in-law, and we're like, you know what? She had a meeting, like, we're not gonna cancel this, we're all gonna get together and we're gonna do these events for her. So they did that, and I remember waking up, I saw the balloons and tantos checos, those feos, and I was like, ew, who did that? But my dad was like, doesn't matter, the point is that they did it, you know, you still got the check, like everything's okay, the clients are happy. And yes, the clients were super supportive and super happy. And I was like, when I get back, I'm going to make it up to them. Like, I'm gonna deliver some Ashley quality setups. And yeah, time passed by, and like a year later, I was able to do Honor Health Sciences nursing their first graduation. Ya había pasado un año. So I did their graduation, and that was like super cool. And it was a grand setup, so it was really cool. And yeah, that's kind of a little bit of my story.
That's an awesome story.
Thank you.
How can people find you? So if they want balloons, how can they get
So you can find me on Valley Crafts. It's actually Valley Crafts on Facebook, and then Instagram, it's _Valley Crafts. And my personal Instagram is Ashley Contreras, and Facebook too.
And you want to talk a little bit about your mission to help people with mobility issues?
Yeah, so I'm actually wearing my shirt today. This is the logo for Access to Thrive. So through my journey, coming back home was extremely hard. And one of the reasons was my home was not built for someone with a disability. So my hallway is very, very small. The doors were very small. Like, this chair does not go through the doors. So for a whole year, I couldn't move. For a whole year, I was bedridden. People would have to come and kind of like put pillows behind my back to prevent pressure sores. And they would move me like this way, and then they would move me that way, and like just kind of like shift me sideways. But I want to say like a year and 3 months after, I started like gaining a little bit of movement. And one of the hardest things was showering, because my chair did not go into the shower and into the bathroom. So I looked for resources here in the Valley to see if I could find any sort of help to make the restroom ADA, and there aren't any. Then I was just trying to like find resources like for anything that could help, and I really couldn't find anything, because some people might be like, well, there are so many resources out there. Yes, there's a lot of resources out there for people with disabilities, but it's only through San Diego Regional referrals. And for you to be a San Diego Regional client, you need to be under the age of 24. So any youth with a disability, or adults with mental or intellectual disabilities. So in my case, I'm okay mentally. I know que todos estamos un poquito locos, and yes, I have depression and anxiety, but to me, it's not like that's not my disability. My disability is paraplegia. I can't walk, and to me, it was like, well, if I'm okay mentally, like where do I go? And there aren't any resources for people with just physical disabilities here in the Valley, because they exist, they're just not here in the Valley. So that's kind of where Access to Thrive grew. It kind of came from that experience, and Access to Thrive, what our mission is to bring those resources to the Valley. Right now, I'm actually collaborating already with the Department of Rehab and Options for All in creating like employment opportunities for people with disabilities. So that's super awesome. But yeah, like our mission is to find more resources. We're new, we're just getting started, but we're building a lot of great partnerships. We have a strong partnership with Comité Cívico del Valle, the Becoming Project. And yeah, I'm super excited to see where we can take it from here. But as of right now, I am advocating for people with disabilities. I am meeting with people at state level and letting them know, hey, this is happening here, and it's not okay. One of the things that I experienced myself was that my doctor referred me to do aquatic therapy at the aquatic center, and it's pretty new. It's not an old building. So I went to therapy thinking like, not really thinking about like the shower. I wasn't thinking about that. I was excited about the therapy. So I go to therapy, they have a lift, they're able to get me in and out. Therapy was great. But by the time that I got out, I was like, oh, like where do I shower? And they're like, oh, pues there's nothing like for specifically for disabled people, but there's like the general restroom, there's a larger restroom that you can use. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I go to that one, and when I'm about to enter the shower space that has like the disabled sign on it, they didn't have any handlebars. So I was like, how am I gonna get in? Like, tú me miras que ando así moviéndome mucho, but it's because the only thing that I can move is my arms. Like, that's it. So for me to get in, I need to hold on to something to pull myself. Entonces, it was really hard for me to shower there. Estaba así como que agarrada, así como que de la pared, like, oh my God, like I hope I don't like slide off. And getting in and out was really difficult. On top of that, by the time I got out, and I'm just gonna be like really honest because I'm very honest about my condition. For me to change, I need to be laying down for me to put my pants on and everything. So they didn't have anything like for people to change, like laying down. Había una banquita super chiquita, so my caregiver put some towels on there and laid me down. Half of my body was like hanging, pero como pudo me cambió. Y pues también, o sea, para subirme como que el pantalón me tengo que mover como que sideways, y no podía porque esa estaba super chiquita. Like I was like, si me muevo voy a caer. Without holding me because I'm gonna fall. And so that experience was really difficult, and it put an end to my aquatic therapy. Like, I didn't go back because I couldn't. So I brought that up to someone up on the state level, and it's those type of things are the things that Access to Thrive is really fighting for, making sure that we have infrastructure that is accessible, because you might be like, oh, it is ADA because it's a little bit larger than the regular restroom, but you didn't think about putting bars on it. Like, I don't know. So also keeping in mind that every condition is different, every disability is different, and maybe now there's something called universal design. So maybe going more towards universal design when we're creating spaces.
Where can people get a hold of
Access to Thrive?
Yeah.
Access to Thrive is on Facebook, Access to Thrive, Instagram, Access to Thrive. And then if you want to email me, it's Contreras@Access to Thrive. So I would like to add that I'm in the competition for Supermom, and this is to be on the cover of Women's World magazine, and a chance to win $20,000 for being a supermom. And I do consider myself eligible for this prize because honestly, I've gone above and beyond for my children. Y quiero decir que when I was in the hospital, I kind of like, to me, every day, every new movement that I get is extra. Because when I was hospitalized, I was already like okay with me staying the way that I was, and I couldn't move from the neck down, and I was okay with that. I told God, like, I don't care if I stay like this and all I have is my eyes, but please just let me live. Please just let me watch my children grow. That's all I asked for. Please just let me watch my children grow. And being able to come home, one of the first things that I did as soon as I could like move a little bit was go to my son's soccer game. And I loved it. Like, I loved like being able to go and just watch him play and just be there and just be mom. So I know that you guys see me a lot, you guys see me everywhere doing a lot, but I also do a lot for my children, and I'm there. I make sure they're super great kids. They keep getting awards. And a lot of people say like, well, yeah, they see the mom getting all these awards, like they have to get them too. But really, my kids are amazing, and I'm in this competition, and all you gotta do is vote. My link is on my bio. You can find it on my Facebook post. You can find it on Instagram, and the votes are free. But if you do would like to donate more votes, they're $1 each. And yeah, I ask for the support. I hope the Imperial Valley can support me. Together we can, unite and make the next winner of Supermom from the Imperial Valley.